Going through a divorce can not only be traumatic, it can also be expensive. That's why our next guests want to let us know why that there is another way to handle a marital breakup without having to go to divorce court.
It's called collaborative divorce. Our regular PTL contributor, life coach Dr. Marlene Boas, first brought it to our attention because she is a collaborative coach and she works with collaborative attorney Paula Hopkins, and we're thrilled to have both of them here today to explain what it's all about. Thank you both for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Hi guys, collaborative divorce. Now, right off the bat, that sounds like an anomaly to me because if you've got two people butting heads to the point where they're about to split, how are you going to get them to collaborate?
Well, you bring up a good point because this is not what we want.
Right.
That's what we're trying to avoid.
But this is what happens in divorce, right?
Well,
so it's really a totally different process. So we call it a paradigm shift. You're doing something different in the collaborative divorce. And the main piece that's different is that you are doing interest-based negotiation. And this is where we start by talking about what are your goals and interests? Where do you want to be in a year? Where do you want to be in 2 years and 5 years? What do you want for your children? And then we use those interests that the parties identify to help them shape the divorce settlement, but also their own life going forward. So we sort of help them transition in a holistic way to the next part of their life.
And the way it's different is it's a team approach. So each partner has their own attorney. Then there are people like me who are the neutral coach. And sort of my client is the process to sort of keep it going and have this new paradigm. These people at one point loved each other and decided to try to build a life together.
Sure.
When that falls apart, rather than at loggerheads, it's sort of a reconstruction of the family, especially if there's a children involved. So if we can work from a point of interest and what's in the best interest of both and of the family as a whole, you can come out with a different kind of settlement.
You can also come out with more cash, right? I mean, you're not, if you're collaborating and not doing this, then you're not giving all your money to your attorneys.
That's so true, and the parties can work with the lawyers to minimize their costs by developing their assets, doing the discovery, pulling the financial documents together themselves. We avoid the expense of the sort of formal discovery that you have in traditional divorce. So there are lots of ways that we help people make it more cost effective.
And as a part of it, sometimes there's also a neutral financial person. So the neutral parties can be the coach and the financial person. So there's kind of a neutralizing effect where the documents are all there, they're all shared, they're understood.
And so in a traditional divorce, I think of both sides coming in with their own attorneys, kind of battling it out.
Yeah.
So is there one attorney or are there multiple attorneys in this scenario?
So each spouse has his or her own attorney, but we are trained in the collaborative process. I have had probably 300 hours of training in the collaborative process. So it's a difficult process for lawyers, but we support our clients to have a voice at the table. They speak for themselves. The lawyers are not a mouthpiece, so they're completely engaged in the negotiation, which makes it different also, and helps them to really understand what's happening, what's going on in this so that they're engaged and they are familiar with the end result.
And then Marlene, you're sitting right there with them as well.
Oh, absolutely.
So what happens when, I'm sure people do get heated? I mean, is that where you can help step in?
Yes, yes, and that's what we do. And all the attorneys and the coaches and the financials are trained in the same process, which is an international process. And yeah, so what the coach does is sort of manage that. Maybe we'll see some body language that suggests a break is needed before things deteriorate, and those kind of things, because the coaches are not only coaches, have a background in mental health. So we have sort of that kind of background to understand those things. And sometimes if we see the attorneys stepping out of the collaborative process towards the litigation and or adversarial, we as coaches can say, hey guys, it seemed like it was getting a little, we were veering off the process. And so we can do that, you know, step out privately and pull everybody together back in the process.
Yeah, and so since the collaborative process tends to keep everybody in peaceful terms or on peaceful terms, have you ever seen the couple reunite? I mean, have you seen them get over their differences and get back together again?
So anecdotally, there are a lot of reports of having reconciliations. And I've actually had a couple of cases where people have come to the process not sure if the divorce was the best answer for them. So it is a way to sort of explore whether or not divorce is is the option that you want to, or if there's some other option perhaps you haven't considered.
And oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say the other thing is we as a team model that kind of conflict resolution, which they may have never experienced before.
Yeah.
So if there's a difference in
It might be
opinions,
their first time. Dude.
exactly, especially if they come from a highly conflictual family where it's never resolved. So they start to see that and go, oh. So even for post-divorce, we hope that it puts them on a path of a better life post-divorce.
Yeah,
Right,
if nothing
learning-
else, for the kids.
Learning how to work out arguments. And speaking of the kids, how is this especially beneficial for a couple that might have children and is getting divorced?
Well, you know, part of this process, and the reason I'm so drawn to it, is because it does minimize the hostility, the estrangement, that taking sides, and whether the children are little, and perhaps you know people who have divorced even when their kids are adults, it's tough on a family.
Oh, yeah.
So the better that they can maintain the relationship and learn how to build new traditions and how it's going to look and not alienate one parent or the other on any level, it's best. Because anyone who's gone through a divorce or has friends or family who has knows that it's really tough, not only on the children but extended family and all.
Sometimes we start a process by having the couple bring in photographs of their children, and we put them on the table, because that's sort of a reminder of this is what we're working for. They want their children to have a smooth transition so that they are not disadvantaged by the choice the parents make.
And Paula, is this for anyone?
I say it is everyone should explore it. There are some people who have difficulty making decisions, and at the end of the day, no one's telling you what to do. You have to come up with a solution that is agreeable to both of you. We are usually pretty good at guiding people to that, and the process does work. But if you are someone who doesn't make good decisions, then it will be more difficult for you.
But this is still a viable option.
Absolutely.
For everybody, at least initially going in.
Explore
and
it.
then see where it takes you. Why not?
Yes.
What have you got to lose?
Check the class website out, pick a professional. You don't have to see an attorney. Sometimes couples will go to a collaborative coach because she's a neutral and learn about the collaborative process from the collaborative coach or from the financial neutral. So you don't have to go see an attorney as the first contact point for the collaborative process.
Makes a lot of sense. It really does. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Great.
Welcome.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
Paula.
Thanks.
And if you'd like to learn more about the collaborative approach to divorce, we have information for you online. Look for those links at kdka.com/PTL.